What do you do in funeral ministry?
Well, as a ministry leader, usually Father calls me and gives me the name of a contact person. Usually it's a family member, somebody who's died, and I call them, and we kind of hash things out a little bit, whether they want to have it at Berkeley or in their home. Hopefully it's in their home. That works out a little easier for us. Which,
Never had one in the home. It hardly happened anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, so we prepare a meal and take it to them after the cemetery usually. And yeah, we do get a lot of calls and thank you notes and stuff from people. It's very gratifying, but it's just a really wonderful thing to get to offer to our parishioners, because last thing you want to worry about is, feeding people after the funeral. And there, there's always a lot of people after the funeral that come to your house for a meal. And it's just hard to feed a lot of people. I mean, we fix food for over 30 people almost every single time. And we do have Berkeley Hall for people who just don't have the facilities at their home. We do have people that, bless their hearts, so we have this parish has been around a long time, so there's people who are in nursing homes, and maybe they don't even have any family here in Tulsa anymore. So this is their only recourse, and so I'm glad we have Berkeley for that. That's wonderful. But otherwise, we really prefer to do it in the home. I don't really say all that.
I think it's wonderful that we don't charge, because a parish I belong to in Overland Park, Kansas, with $5 per person that they wanted to come to. Yeah, it'd be very expensive.
That kind of leads into my favorite story. Is there was it was more than 30 people, big group in Beckerley. There was probably about 80. And someone stood up and said, "Here's my hat, I'm passing it around. We're collecting money for these ladies that have served us." And I said, "We don't do this for money." And took a nice donation up to the office, probably. Yeah. And it's nice, the church supplies, itself supplies the meat and the bread.
And the paper goods.
And paper goods and all the dishes,
Drinks.
cups and drinks, and our enormous teams that are very generous with their time.
Because a
For
lot of
everything
times
else.
it's at last minute.
It's
It
always,
is,
you don't
yeah.
plan a death.
Yeah, so it is at last.
So
Yeah, the teams are everything.
Oh, right.
The teams are everything.
Because then I call the teams, and that's it for me pretty much. They take over completely. They call up to 20 people to have about 14 or 15 side dishes brought.
And it could be something you make or something you buy. It doesn't require someone to be a skilled chef.
Right.
Although we appreciate anyone with those skills. That would be,
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
But the food's always tremendous. People rave about it.
Yeah, parishioners do a good job.
Have you ever had a family contact you months or years after a funeral?
No,
No, not months or years, but I have them contact me after a funeral to find out who they can send a thank you note to or a donation to.
Or can I get that recipe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, we've had a few of
That
those.
too. Uh-huh. Yeah,
What do you personally get out of doing it? We might just go around the table. Gayle?
yeah. I get a lot of joy in serving because it is a very, very tough time for a family. And the last thing they need on their plate is to be preparing or coordinating the food for a lot of people that are coming to a funeral, whether it's out of town or in town. And it just takes a load off of them. They don't have to think about it.
I think there's that and the fellowship of the people on my team, because I've got 20 lovely ladies, and
That's true.
I volunteer for some of them. I've never met, and I've been a team captain for a good long 8 years maybe, I don't know. And then some I see regularly, and they're
I
like,
think longer, Celia. I think you're going to keep kept
I don't know, but it's so nice, and when we do all serve, it's a good togetherness, part of the parish, being able to support families that are in stress. They're tired, they're worn out. If they could just sit down and have a cup of coffee that someone else brought to them, it's nice.
Well, and it's nice too. I can't tell you how many people say, "This is the first time I've sat down to eat in so long." This is the first home cooked meal I've had, in days. I especially hear like the teenagers go, "Mom hadn't been able to cook forever," and the teenagers just eat, and they are so happy to have leftovers to be able to take home. Even though we say it's for 30, it's a lot of food. I mean, we almost always are able to send home leftovers. And the teenagers are just more than happy to carry it out to the car, and snarf down on it. And we make sure there's plenty of desserts too, so. I think the gratification that the family has is what fills our hearts.
That's what I feel too. I mean, watching the families and just, they come there and they look so tired and they have a good meal and they're grateful for that. It's just, and they can just sit down and relax and not have to worry about cooking a meal for a bunch of people. That's.
They get to visit and reminisce with their families about the one that's passed and remember good things, and you hear stories that just kind of make you giggle.
Yeah,
because they can relax and talk about it. They're not worried about caring for the person before they died and caring for everyone else afterwards.
Yes.
I just think it's a nice way to show love to the families through the church. And lots of times you have people who are a little bit, don't really understand what church can be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a chance to be that person for them.
I think that for me, I really love that so often you are personally connected to the person who has died or to their family, either because it's a friend who's passed away and that's happened way too often, or it's a parent or a grandparent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's somebody that you've known, as long as you've been a member of St. Mary's Parish. And there's so much. And then you kind of put it together, oh, that's your sister-in-law, or that it's like you've known these people for years, but you never got that connection. I mean, I love that there are so many connections in this parish.
Mm-hmm. There are.
Yeah, so many
It
families
goes
are
on and on.
related.
I was surprised to see my plumber at his mother's funeral because I've never, you don't think of.
That's
I'm
right.
like, oh, Doug, you're here.